I did not love Avatar: The Way of the Water. I thought it felt very similar to the first film, kind of in the wrong way. So Avatar in the first film was Jake Sully, and he was a human being that would go into this chamber pod thing, and he would become an avatar, or like a separate entity like the Na'vi. And through the whole film, he is becoming a Na'vi, he's learning their culture, and then obviously at the end of the movie, he becomes a Na'vi himself. And in this film, Jake Sully and his family, they have to leave because the humans have returned. They're hunting him now. So they go all the way across the sea and they find the sea people. And then they have to learn their culture and their ways. And I'm not going to say this is a bad part of Avatar Part 2, but it definitely is very samey. It kind of reminds me of Gladiator 2 in a way. It rehashes a lot of the same story points. It just added some new characters in there. And while I think Avatar Part 2 handles this better than obviously Gladiator Part 2, it still feels very samey. And as a sequel, I don't think that they did enough to make it feel like it was advancing that storyline. But I did actually like what they did with Karich, or I think that's how you say his name, the villain of Avatar. He was a villain in the first film. He was like the old guy, the marine head. I didn't really care for his character. I thought he was kind of cool in some moments, but most of the time he was kind of just a comical villain. But in this one, they cloned him and brought him back. And I thought the way they executed it, which it was convenient, but it was still really solid, and I didn't mind it at all, which I'm surprised, because I don't like when people return suddenly. It's almost like a Palpatine return situation, but no, it was actually pretty good, and I didn't mind it whatsoever. And another thing that they did, which I thought was also pretty cool, there's this new kid that has grown up with the Na'vi, and he was left on Pandora after all the humans left at the end of the first film, and this is Quarich's son, and his name is Spider, and he's almost like a Tarzan type of character. I think I'm getting that character right, but he's like raised by the Na'vi almost. He acts like a Na'vi. He speaks like a Na'vi, and his character for me is interesting. Now, I do think the only reason he's really in the story is to be an emotional lever for the main villain, which I'm kind of fine with. I don't necessarily like have a strong objection with that, because I didn't mind his character, and I thought that was also pretty well executed. But what I really do have to praise is that this film looks amazing. I mean, I thought all the way back in 2009 that Avatar, the first film, was phenomenal. It looked great. This one just did what that one did, but better. And it looks amazing. I mean, the designs of the sea people and the differentiation between the two tribes or groups or whatever, the cultures, like even like their skin tone being more like a turquoise type of color because they're in the water more, I thought was a really amazing choice. And I actually loved it. I thought that they were interesting, even though it does meander there for a long time. And I think it feels too samey to feel different and actually unique to the story. But yeah, I don't mind the characters that are in the sea tribe or anything. I thought some of the elements were cool. I mean, they had like this fish-like thing that they connected with. And it was kind of a different form of how the people in the forest connected with everything. If you're going into Avatar: The Way of the Water for a new, fresh experience on Avatar, you're really not going to get it. It's very similar to the first film in many ways, but it is still good. I enjoyed it. Despite me not loving it, I did enjoy it. Now, I do want to get into some minor nitpicks I did have with the story. These are kind of like they're not crazy, but there's still issues within the story that I found while watching it. And one, I didn't really understand why Jake and family had to just leave. Like, I don't really remember them saying they could track Jake, but they just uproot themselves and they go to the Sea People's village and they leave their forest village that they've lived in forever. But I don't really understand why. I mean, I might have missed something while watching it. If you do know, leave it in the comments, but why did they do that? Why do they have to leave? I mean, I know they said it was going to be dangerous for the tribe, but why? They just moved the danger somewhere else. They could have just stayed and planned for a war, and I guess you could say Jake didn't want a war anymore, which, okay, I can accept that, but I still want to kind of know why they had to leave so suddenly. They didn't even consider, like, prepping for war. It was just an immediate decision. Anyways, next point. Sometimes throughout this story, the characters speak really strangely, like they're trying to fit into this real, like, modern era, and it just kind of seems off sometimes.
Yo, monkey boy!
No, bro, we're gonna get in trouble.
Bro, why'd you bring her anyway?
Those blue stripes don't make you any bigger, bro.
Bro, we've got to check this out.
Bro, we have got to get down there. Bro, come on! Bro, that's disgusting. That's insane, cuz! I got this, bro.
My baby, bro.
Bro,
Like, I get Jake has been established there for a while. They probably, like, taught them English and stuff, but they feel too modern in some ways. Like, I feel like they should be speaking more Na'vi in certain circumstances, but most of the film, they speak English. And it's not really a complaint, I guess. Like, it kind of is a minor one, but I don't really like the dialogue on some of these scenes. It kind of made me cringe a little bit. I don't think it was overly bad, but I don't think it was good either. One last thing before I end this video. They kill characters in this, and I like it a lot. Now, I didn't like the character dying, but I like it for the story. I absolutely despise stories that don't kill their main characters off because they're too scared. And in this one, they established a new main character, they made us like him, and then they finished him off, and I was so pleased with it. It was very tear-jerking, but I enjoyed it a lot. I thought that they handled it perfectly. They made stakes in the story that would have not been there otherwise if they had not killed that character. I won't spoil it, but it was good. Anyways, let me wrap this video up. I overall liked Avatar Part 2, but I can't say that I loved it. It was pretty good, but it wasn't good enough to say it beat the first film. Anyways, I will be watching the third film sometime this month. I'm not sure when. I might go to the theaters. I might just wait for it to hit streaming. Who knows? Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, have a good night, have a good day, have a good morning, and goodbye.
I know you're all asking yourselves the same question. Why so blue?